What's up, YouTubers? So I got this video. I bought this 2003 Dodge Ram 2 days ago, 1500. It has the Hemi 5.7, and I was driving it fine until I did a stop, and then all of a sudden it stopped working. So here's the key. I want to start it so you guys can see how it sounds. So it kind of shuts off, kind of goes and shuts off. So I just bought new spark plugs, all 16. I checked the gap in this ones, on the ones they had on there, and it went all the way to 100. So they were really bad. So it was time for spark plug changed. I can't figure out yet what the problem is. I did put starting fluid on that vacuum, and it started and then it went off, shut off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all the new spark plugs in, because apparently they're all bad, they're old. So I'm gonna do that first, and then from there I'm gonna try to clean. Well, I'm gonna replace the mass air flow sensor. I'm gonna replace that one. I'm gonna clean a little bit of the throttle body, see if that works, and go from there. Any suggestions, let me know. I'm gonna keep on upgrading this video and as we go. So okay guys, so a review. I put all the spark plugs in. They're all dry, so it means that, you know, it's been firing pretty good, but they're all really a big gap on it. So they're 0.100, so they were very, I think this is the original one, so I feel sorry for this truck. It was a little pain on the butt, but as long as you take this off, the bottom pops out, leave it open, you can work on it. It's possible. The only thing I needed to use was this one, a wrench, and this one right here, which is a long one, and then a short one like this, which you're gonna definitely need it for the 3-inch, for the back ones, for the 2 back ones, and then you're gonna need this one right here, just a little longer one for the front ones. Makes it easy, but that's all you guys need. And then the obviously the spark plug socket, which is a 5/8 with the plastic in there. So anyway, I changed them all finally. I started up, I cleaned all the sensors because I was there. I cleaned the body, the throttle body, cleaned it out there a little. There was kind of dark little stuff. Clean this sensor, clean this one too, you know, I just, as I was going. So finally guys, I checked it, I went back, they were still the same, it didn't start. So I was wondering why it didn't start still, because, you know, there was no fuel. The injectors, the little valve, I kind of pushed it in, which I can show you, that way you guys know where it is. It's on this side. Once you get this off, it's this one right here, this one, and then a little bit of front, right somewhere right here on that tube, where the valve is for the gasoline. There's a little tube, like a tire thing. You push it and there was air coming out, there was no fuel, and that's how you know there's the fuel. So I figured there was something with the fuel. Then I used the starter fluid. I put it in this tube right here, and every time I sprayed it, I try to turn it on, and it kind of wanted to turn on for a little bit and then it shuts off. So I figured it was something to do with the fuel, not with the spark plugs. So I went back and I was like, okay, where's the keys? Okay, I got the keys. Sorry guys. So I turned it on, and guys, it says here that I got 43 miles left. Okay, over here it says it's half of one quarter of a tank, but somehow it is not. Because next thing I figure it was the fuel pump, so I was underneath and I was hitting the tank, the fuel tank, and it felt kind of empty. So I grabbed a little bit of gas. I was like, you know what, let's try it, nothing to lose. I put some on there, and as soon as I put that on, guys, it just turned on. So guys, even though this one says, half of one quarter and 43 miles, there was none. There was no gas. There was no gasoline. So for those that have a issue trying to start it, for some reason, I don't know if something was messed up, because it says 43 miles left before empty, but apparently there was no fuel on it. So I don't know if there's something going on there, but like I research it, I Google it, if it wants to start, but if it turns on but it won't start, there was two things to look at. One, it was the spark plug, if there was a spark, or two, if there was fuel coming in. So I checked on those two, and I finally noticed that there was nothing wrong with the spark plugs, even though it needed new spark plugs. Definitely needed new spark plugs, but nothing else was wrong with it. And then fuel, I figured there was something going on. That's when I put the little starting fluid on there and that vacuum hose, and it wanted to start, and then it shut off. So I knew there was something, and I was afraid that it was the fuel pump, because it's a hard work to do a fuel pump replacement. But that's what it was, guys. Make sure you guys have gasoline in there if you guys have this issue, and hopefully you guys can figure it out. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.